And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. Well, I saw the Rover. Oh, never, no more. Well, I went to the theater to see a movie. And I checked out the listings to see what I see. I thought about this one, but the teller said nay. A good movie like that you could see any day, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. Well, I saw the wild Rover. Now here's my review. Yeah, I saw the Rover. There's a song called Wild Rover, so I had to open up with Wild Rover somehow. So yeah, I've caught the Rover last night. In this case, it'd probably be Saturday. I don't know when I get this up, but yeah, last night. Um, I've talked about this trailer a few times when I got it. Um, I didn't think it was going to be good going into it, so I thought it'd be interesting to review. And I'll give it this. Uh, It looked worthy enough to watch, I guess. It didn't even look intriguing or interesting. It just it just looked like something like, for some reason I want to see that, and I don't want to see that, but I want to see that. What was my reaction getting out of the movie? My reaction was, what the fuck did I just sit through? That's what my reaction was. Holy Christ. Yeah, seriously, even after sleeping on it the next day, I don't know what to make of this fucking movie. The plot. Okay, I think I've done this in other reviews, but here's the plot. It's apparently it's 10 years after the collapse of what I think is the Australian government. They basically just say in opening titles that it's 10 years after the collapse, whatever the collapse was. I think it was the collapse of the Australian government because they're using U.S. dollars, and quite frankly, this post-apocalyptic post-government Australia just looks like a shittier version of normal Australia. It's the Outback. It doesn't look that much different. Everyone just seems a lot more lawless. That's about it. But no, this man, played by Guy Pearce, gets his car stolen and goes out to get his car back from the guy who stole it. And on the way, he meets the brother of one of the thieves who was injured, and he helps him through it. It was played by Robert Pattinson. Movie. I'm not even fucking joking. That's the movie. You may have some, I guess, character development going on in there. We find out more about the Guy Pearce character. We meet some characters, kind of, and it just ends with him getting his car back. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, this is spoilers, by the way. Yeah, I don't think you really fucking care about that. How many people are gonna watch this review, really, about the Rover? Here, Rover. Here, boy. Come on, movie. Come on. Win an Oscar. Win an Oscar. Oh, bad movie. No, bad movie. You have Robert Pattinson in it. Bad. It's easy to talk about the cast. There's only two main characters in the goddamn movie. First, we'll talk about Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce is probably the only actual good. Well, maybe there might be like one or two other things I'll mention if I can think on them. But Guy Pearce, I think, is the only semi-solid thing in this movie. He gives a very solid, dark, almost bleak performance. It's actually quite chilling about what this man has become. We don't know his name. We never learn his name. I'm guessing his name's actually probably Rover or something along those lines, again, the name of the movie. But we open up with him just sitting in his car. And to be fair, first of all, I like Guy Pearce. I really like Guy Pearce. He's actually a really good actor, in my opinion. A really underrated actor at points. Granted, him showing up as Wayland Prometheus was not needed, but semantics. No, this movie opens up with him just sitting in his car, staring, like trying to come to grips with something, to go into like a bar and get a drink. And there's actually flies flying around him because it's like, dirty and stuff like that, and they're crawling on his head, and he's just sitting there, keeping that face. I'm like, that takes commitment. And the intensity he brings to this, my God, is this man fucking fearsome. This is a scary man in this movie. This is a man who does not give a shit what he does. He will kill people. He will blow your head off. He will shoot you dead. He is not someone you fuck with. And we learn more about his character. What it was, apparently he was a farmer at one point, and he killed his wife because she was cheating on him, and no one caught him. And that's why he kind of actually is the way he is today, is that he got away with it, and he knows he shouldn't, and that's that's eaten him up all this time. That's what's turned him this man who just does not fucking fear anything. He's not afraid to die. He's not afraid to kill, though he'd prefer not to kill if he could avoid it. Kind of. That being said, generally speaking, he goes to kill. He's got a few good like moments of dialogue. There's one scene between him and Robert Pattinson, who I'll get to in a moment. Where he's just kind of explaining the situation to him, and it's a really intense scene of dialogue between the two of them. Granted, half his dialogue is him repeating the same line like 3 different times, but he makes it work. He does. Overall, he's probably the best part of the movie. And then you got Robert Pattinson, who, first off, I give him complete cred for trying to branch away from Twilight with a hardcore kind of indie movie where people are getting their fucking faces blown off. I respect him for that. Good on you, Robert. That being said, you were shit in this film. I'm sorry, you're not a good actor. Yeah, I'll give you credit. You're better in this than you are in fucking Twilight. I'll give you that, but you are a shit actor. Oh, man. He's playing like this. He's not Southern, but he's playing like a very undereducated, very dim-wit kind of character, and I guess that's okay. But he's really kind of going over the top with the whole dim-wit voice, because he's sounding like he's an idiot, but at the same time he's sounding more Southern than an idiot. Now, not all Southern people are idiots. Some Southern people are idiots. All people are kind of idiots in every region you go to. Why did you make your adult voice sound like this, brother? My brother's going to be in Charlene. Not only that, he dies at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. I think all you were actually fucking cheering for him to die. Let's be honest. Anyone who probably watches my review right now is probably cheering for Robert Pattinson to die in this movie. If there are some Edward fans who don't cheer for that and watch this, well, you're probably in the minority. Sorry to say. He dies, and he dies with his eyes open, and then later we see his eyes are closed while he's being dragged to a giant burning bonfire to burn the bodies. You can't even commit to the eye open shit. Either die with your eyes closed or die with them open, but commit to that. I'll give him at least credit on this. His mannerisms are okay. He's got some good physical acting going on. But his lines suck. His lines are shit. Those are the only two main actors. A few other characters that show up, kind of, like his brother and their gang, but they're just alright. There's a doctor they meet who she's okay. That's about it. Very few minor side characters. Like, he's kidnapped by what's left of the police in that area, and he's gonna go sit to Sydney, which I guess Sydney's the one place in Australia that's not apocalyptic, or less apocalyptic. I don't get the pacing of this movie at all. We start with Guy Pearce, then we go to these guys that kidnap his car, and I'm going to stop right there, because this is my problem with Frozen that I have with this movie. This movie has the same problem I have with Frozen, and it's not really a problem, it's just a noticeable complaint, though I'll actually say this is a problem in this movie. In Frozen, the whole fucking movie is brought on by a situation that is brought on by a mis-fucking communication by the family and completely overreacting. And this is brought on by dumb fucking people not doing what they were going to do. What happens is, these guys crash their truck and they can't get the truck out. So they kidnap Guy Pearce's car because, it was right there. And they go, and he sees his car. Now granted, he does not freak out like anyone else. He just calmly sees their truck, sees it, it's stuck. Takes him about 3 minutes to get the truck out when they couldn't get the fucking truck out. So right there, these guys were just fucking impatient because they were running from something, even though no one was chasing them. So then he gets in their truck, is chasing after his car, which we don't even learn why he wants his car back this badly in this movie. He just wants his car back. So he finally catches up to them. They get out of the car. It's like, I want my car back. Well, you ain't getting your car back. He just showed you your truck was fine. Take your fucking truck, give him his fucking car back, end the movie. You know, it would save me about an hour and a half of unpleasantness, because half this movie was just kind of unpleasant to watch. Again, Guy Pearce's performance aside, which is a really solid, intense performance. I gotta give him credit for that. It's about the only good thing in this movie. I mean, some of the editing's okay, some of the shifts are fine. They linger too much on scenes at one point, like just a face at one point they linger too much on for no reason. And one of the weirdest fucking moments in this movie. I shit you not. I think it's, and I may fuck up this song a little bit, but there's a scene where they finally found where their gang is at, Robert Pattinson's brother is at, and he's like, we'll go at him in the morning, I'm sounding Irish, but we'll go at him in the morning, whatever. He said we'll go at him in the morning, and then they start wandering back, and all of a sudden, I'm gonna say this is I didn't look it up. I really wish I had looked it up beforehand. Beyonce Knowles, Too Hot to Handle, or something like that. Don't Hate Me Because I'm Beautiful. That was the name of it. Don't Hate Me Because I'm Beautiful by Beyonce was playing in the background. And it shows that's Robert Pattinson singing on the radio, or singing it to the radio. But what the fuck kind of transition for this movie is that? I'm sitting here, I'm watching people getting their heads blown off, dying. Fucking swearing like sailors. I saw a little kid get shot by dumbass Robert fucking Pattinson, which does lead to another decent kind of conversation between him and Guy Pearce. But then it leads into Beyonce singing Don't Hate Me Because I'm Beautiful? What the fuck? How's that going to look at the soundtrack for this? We got this. This is dark. This is kind of heavy. Beyonce Knowles! What the fuck? I was just sitting in the theater. Just like, what am I fucking watching? What the hell am I watching right now? I spent money to see this. Oh, man. And, the ending... Okay, the ending, everyone besides Guy Pearce dies. And so he's got his car back. He's like in the middle of the desert. He takes a shovel, and I'm like, are you going to try to dig your own grave and kill yourself? You know, you don't seem that kind of character. Because the way I'm looking at this movie, it could go multitude of ways. Hey, like Guy Pearce would have died, or Pattinson would have died, they all would have died, he doesn't die. It could have gone in multiple ways. That was at least one thing I'll give this. That's another thing I'll give this movie credit for. I did not know where it was going. Which made me intrigued to keep watching it. Apart from that, though, besides Guy Pearce, I wasn't really that into the movie. But you know that where it was going made me want to keep watching it. I'll give it that. But he takes a shovel like he's gonna dig a grave, and he is. But he goes to the backseat of his car, and he's got a body in the car, and I don't know what it was a body of because it didn't look like a person. It was like either a pig or a sheep. But it raises the goddamn question, why did you do that? I don't know. Did you clip a sheep by mistake and felt bad? And instead of using it for food like other people would, you decided to bury it for symbolic purpose. There was some sort of symbolism behind that. I'm sure there was meaning in that scene. I just don't know what the fuck that meaning was. Something I see. So yeah, I mean... This movie was fucking confusing. It didn't make a whole fucking lot of sense. Even when they did explain shit, it still didn't make a great deal of sense. Guy Pearce is fine. Robert Pattinson is pretty crappy, except for a few moments in his body acting. I'll give him, again, his physical acting is actually fairly decent. So yeah, there you go. Play a mime in your next movie, Robert. You'll probably win an Oscar. I'll get my rating after I get the trailers, because I still kind of need to think of my rating for that one. So I only got 3 new trailers for this. The first one was Obvious Child. I don't really know any of the actors in it. From what I gather, it's a woman who's kind of a stand-up comedian. I think she's actually a stand-up comedian in real life, the actress. She had been heartbroken. I think her boyfriend dumped her and all that. And she has a one-night stand with someone she met, nice guy, but she gets pregnant. Story looks kind of cute. You can tell by the interest in my voice that I don't really have any plans to see it unless absolutely necessary, and even then I doubt I'll make a very interesting review. But if it's available and I've seen everything else, maybe I'll see it. Next one I got was The Drop. This one actually looked pretty decent. It's got James. I wrote it down because I'm going to forget how to pronounce his name. I was saying James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano. One I think he was probably one if not his last role before he died. It's got him, Tom Hardy, Naomi Rapace is in there. Apparently, it's a drop bar. What it is when you're got illegal money going on, this is the place you drop it off to, move it. And they get robbed and they lose some money. It's looks like an interesting take on a kind of an old time gangster flick. Tony Soprano, it's James Gandolfini. I'm calling him Tony Soprano, just like I called fucking Gerard. I called Stoic from How to Train Your Dragon Gerard Butler. I'm calling him Tony Soprano. So yeah, apparently they used to be like bigger time gangsters than they are now, like him and Tom Hardy. But now they just kind of used to own, and they kind of run this bar. They do the drops and stuff like that. But Tony kind of misses the old days when I was feared, I was respected, I was somebody, and that meant something. And you can see it. It's Tom Hardy is one of the really good up and coming actors right now. He's not A-lister yet, but he's getting close to A-lister, and he's getting a lot more people to work with him, and that's really good. Naomi Rapace is still beautiful, still talented. I mean, they got this little scene with a pit bull. Hopefully, the pit bull does not get hurt or anything. There's no scene with the pit bull because a little puppy pit bull, and he's in there a lot. So apparently, it's their dog. I assume they're married, and or at least dating. It looks interesting. I'd see it. Last one I got. Oh, this was interesting. The last one I got was America. Not even joking. If you have heard of this, I don't know if this is a documentary or like a what if story, but it started off like showing the best clips of American history, leading to like a George Washington in the battlefield, but he got shot dead. He was killed. So it's what if America didn't exist, which is an interesting concept. But it's just America masturbating itself right there. It's America stroking Florida's tip right there, right so it can come all over Cuba. That's what that is. I'm pretty sure anyway. I could be completely wrong. It could be actually really interesting, but yeah, no, unless I see a more coherent trailer, whether that's a documentary or an actual movie, I'm probably not checking it out. So, yeah, my final thoughts, Rover was not that good, but it was interesting to sit through. Kind of. I was invested enough to see where it went. So I'm gonna have to give it maybe a 3 or 4. I'll be generous and give it a 4. Guy Pearce's performance is intense enough. There's a few good scenes. There's a few moments between him and Robert Pattinson. Some of the dialogue is fine. The overall intensity is really good. The overall feel of the film is fine. So I'll give it a 4. But it's just so fucking heavy-handed, slow burning, confusing as shit. And Robert Pattinson sucks. So that brings it down to a 4. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Like, subscribe. If you have something you want us to review, movie, TV related, any multimedia platforms really, games, movies, put it in the comments below. Let us know we'll do a review of it at some point, or we'll just contact us on Facebook. I'm Brent Fish. He's Mark Allen. He's Mark Hendricks Jr. It's Samantha Francis. If you like our stuff and you think your friends will like it, please recommend us. We appreciate all our viewers. So next week, I believe next week is Transformers 4. You know what? I've been slowly getting more on the Transformers train, and unfortunately, that's getting my hopes up, and I know I'm probably going to be disappointed again. but it looks at least better than the other pieces of crap. So here's hoping Transformers is gonna be a decent movie. I'll settle for decent. I will settle for decent. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe as always. See you next time. Yeah. I'm completely worn out from this movie. I got a headache coming out of this movie. So yeah, later.